One Piece is amazing when it comes to fights, although I still put Naruto above One Piece because they do it well nonetheless. There's so much emotion and heart in maybe not all the fights, but in some of them. This is a show that's over 1,000 chapters long, so I have a lot to talk about here. So in this video, I'm going to be putting together a list of the most notable fights, and I'm going to be ranking them in a tier list. I have a lot to get through, so let's get started. The very first one, Luffy versus Alvida. Nice little introductory fight that shows Luffy's devil fruit powers. Not much to say. It's gonna be a low tier. So let's go in D tier. That's fucking trash. Anyway, on to the next one. Luffy versus Axan Morgan. I mean, again, there isn't much to say about this one except this is where we meet the GOAT that's known as Zoro. Axan Morgan wasn't very strong. He was pretty weak. This one goes in the lowest tier also because it wasn't bad, just that it pales in comparison to the rest of the fights on this list. Luffy and Zoro versus Buggy, or Luffy versus Buggy. The next Straw Hat we meet is Nami during the fight with Buggy, so we get to the island. I can't remember the names of these places. It's been so long since I watched this shit. But wherever they are, the town is sieged by Buggy, the clown. So Luffy and Zoro fight Buggy and beat him up. Not too spectacular there, so I guess that's going in D tier. It's not that great. Luffy versus Moji and Richie. That is going in D tier. No explanation needed. Mid. Zoro versus Kabaji. It's a good start off fight for Zoro. Nothing too spectacular. Again, D tier. Get over there. Next, we have Luffy versus Captain Kuro. The earliest big baddie in One Piece. He kind of made a name for himself. It was actually a pretty good fight. I think I'm gonna put it at C. This is one of the acts that made me latch on to One Piece, even though I liked it from the jump. It's up there. So that goes at C tier. Zoro versus those two tap people. Oh, I don't even remember the names. That's automatic D tier, bro. What the hell? Get the fuck over there, will ya? And next is Zoro versus Kuina. One Piece definitely has the best flashbacks when it comes to anime, and this is one of them. I'll put that C tier. Sanji versus Pearl. Let's see. That should go in. I'll give a C tier as well. The fight wasn't too bad. Let's put it there. Sanji versus Krieg. Well, given he got his ass whooped, I'll put it in D tier. The fight got one shot, so there wasn't much to it. Luffy versus Krieg. Definitely one of the best early fights of One Piece. That one is going in Luffy versus Don Krieg. Definitely one of the best fights in early One Piece. And that one's gonna go in C tier also. We're just not at B tier yet. We'll get there soon. Now we're on to the Nami arc. Kokoyashi Village. Zoro versus Hachi. This fight was mid, so that goes in C tier. Yeah. No, if you let me, switch it up. There we go. Yeah, that fight goes in C tier. Not much, not too exciting. Just there. It's still crazy how Zoro still beat his ass while having that huge ass scar on his chest. Luffy versus Arlong. Now this is definitely top 5 One Piece fights pre-time skip. I don't care. This fight was still to this day. This fight is still one of the best I've seen from One Piece. So that one is going in. That's going in B tier. Fuck it. Let's go. First B tier. That was when the themes of One Piece really started to show, like freedom, slavery, hatred. All these themes were born here and will later grow to what it is today. The scene when Luffy smashed Nami's room to pieces is basically freeing her from whatever obligations she had to Arlong. Her room symbolizing a prison. Man, that fight was really emotional. So yeah, it definitely deserves this B tier. Next on this list is Sanji versus Kurobi. That's going in B tier as well. This fight was sick. Sanji's fight IQ really showed here. And Kurobi brought him into the water, so he had to blow water into his gills so he'd leave, so he'd have to come up for air. Then he got to work. Look at that footwork though. Usopp versus Chew. A playful fight that just made me laugh. I had fun watching it, so I give it C tier. So that's the East Blue Saga done for now. On to the next. Yeah, not really fights or like confrontations between Boogie and Smoker, so we'll skip over that for now. And we're off to the Alabasta Saga. First on the cutting board is Luffy versus Wapol. I'm not explaining shit. That's going to the D tier. That's going in D tier. Good shit fight. Next is Luffy versus Mr. Nine and Miss Wednesday. D tier. Bye bye. Next we have Luffy versus Zoro. Fun fight. But like, there was no reason for it to happen. It was fun to see these guys actually fight against each other to see who's stronger. It's just really a dumbass fight because Luffy was being a dumbass. Luffy versus Crocodile. This fight was when One Piece was getting in the same level as Naruto for me personally. But he did lose to him 3 times. Although the fights weren't spectacular, I'm gonna put it C tier. Up next, we got Zoro versus Daz Bones. This fight was fucking sick. This is the first time we got a glimpse, one of the earliest instances of Haki in the show. In hindsight, Freeze time skip Zoro was fun to watch, so that's definitely going to B tier. Such a sick fight. Next is one of my favorites, Sanji versus Bon Clay. And this fight right here was a surprise because I never expected it to be as good as it was. It was cool as fuck. The scenes when they're spin kicking each other was sick as hell too. So that's definitely going in B tier. Next is Nami versus Miss Double Finger, straight D tier. I didn't care about that. Not gonna lie. Usopp and Chopper versus Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas. A joke of a fight, but one of its best fights. One Piece is it's just a joke, honestly. It's so wacky. Like, how would a gun eat a devil fruit? I swear, either this bites Oda in the ass later, or it saves him later. It's one or the other. But yeah, Usopp got his ass beat yet again. It was really an entertaining fight, nonetheless. So, let's go in B tier. Fuck you. I don't care. There we go. And now we're on to Skypiea. Zoro versus Ohm. C tier. Fight was mid. That's all I can say, honestly. Sanji and Usopp versus Satori. That flat red guy. The red haired guy. B tier. Luffy versus Wiper. Luffy versus Wiper. Not much to say about this one, not gonna lie. I think it was just an introductory fight to this arc. So, yeah, not much to say. D tier. Next, we have Luffy versus Endeavor. Very, very good fight. It was sick. We need to make a move on, so that is going in B tier. The scene when he just takes him into the bell and it rings, poetic. So yeah, sorry, not B tier, A tier. That's very deserved. Now we're on to Water 7, or Enies Lobby. Luffy versus Frankie. Usopp was an idiot for this shit, but I'm good. If you guys get back, it was needed, but the fight wasn't really a fight. But I loved the way Luffy destroyed their whole hideout. That was good. So, C tier. Now, Luffy versus Usopp. This was a sad ass fight, man. I didn't know who to vote for because, of course, both of these guys are my favorite characters. But Usopp showed just how tenacious he could be. But Luffy is someone that won't falter, especially at the cost of his dreams. And the Mary was a necessary sacrifice. He had to let it go. It was done. So this is an automatic S tier. Had me bawling my eyes out, bro. Zoro and Usopp / Zoro versus Haku. Sorry, Kaku. Too many breaks in between, which takes me out of the fight, and it's really annoying. If you're gonna have a fight, please just show it to me in full, or switch to other things that are just as interesting. Good fight, like I said, too many breaks. D tier. No, that's too harsh. Put it in C tier.
Sanji versus Khalifa. This guy's just the ultimate simp. D tier, automatically. Nami versus Khalifa. With a C tier. Let me show just how strong she really is. She deserves the title of the King of the Pirates Navigator. Luffy versus Bluno. I remember watching this for the first time and absolutely loving it. I replayed the part where Luffy slams into him so many times. I just love the way Luffy toyed with him and gave him literally zero chance to breathe. He deserved it, man. He deserved everything he got. So that's going in B tier. Yes, let's go. Frankie versus Fukuru. That is a straight C tier. Just tit for tat. Blow for blow. Nice. Sanji versus Jabra. Again, C tier. It was alright. Not much to say. But yeah, let's move on. Luffy versus Lucci. I said so much. I've said it so much, but I absolutely love this fight. It's one of my all-time favorites. There's just something about a character having absolutely nothing left in the tank, but then mustering up the strength to beat the villain. To me, it's peak cinema. I don't care what anybody says. At least 5 times a week, I watch that scene. When Luffy does the Gatling for the last time, chef's kiss. So that's going in S tier. Perfect. Thriller arc. In my opinion, one of the worst arcs in One Piece. I'm surprised it didn't get cancelled during this shit. It was so bad. It had some good moments, but it was pretty garbage. True and true. One of the fights, the Straw Hats versus Oars, mid. Didn't care, didn't like it at all. So that's going in. Let's go into D there. Zoro versus Ryuma. Like I said, this actually had some amazing moments. Like this fight right here. The first hint at Wano in the series, which was cool. The fight choreography was sick as well. So this fight goes into B tier. Sanji versus Absalom. This guy is just the ultimate perv and simp. Oda needs to change that, man. It got worse after the time skip. Just change him, please. I'm sick of this guy, man. D tier. Luffy versus Oars and Moria. Like I said, I did not like this fight. I like the villains even less. So that's D tier. Stay there. Straw Hats versus the Pacifista. Wow, this arc was a 10 out of 10. We got introduced to new characters. It was amazing, but I wouldn't say there was really any fights technically. So we're gonna move on from Sabodi Archipelago. We're moving on to the Marineford War. Oh shit, I totally forgot. Zoro versus Mihawk. Where are we gonna put that? Let's put that at B tier. Yeah, it's good. It gave us a glimpse into the future of what Zoro is striving to become. So, B tier. Back to the Marineford War. Therefore, top 5 arcs in anime. Okay, maybe not top 5, top 10, top 15. Might even go so far as to say the best war arc in anime, as far as the anime that I've seen goes. So, Whitebeard versus Akainu. Whitebeard got nerfed so hard. After all we've seen, now we know he could have taken most of the pirates there. Even forgetting all we've seen so far, Whitebeard is a beast. How did Akainu even survive that absolutely soul-crushing blow he took from Whitebeard anyway? And it was at point blank range too. And in the manga, don't forget, Akainu blew half of his face off during this fight, and he still done that to him. That's going in A tier. Definitely A tier. There aren't really that many like proper fights this arc, so we're gonna move on to Fishman Island. Another bad arc in One Piece, if I say so. In my humble opinion. Luffy versus Horny Jones. Mid. C. Zoro versus Horny Jones. Zoro fucked him up pretty quickly. Again, it was pretty mid, so C. But it was sick to see Zoro back in action after so long, and it proved that Zoro at the time was on par with Luffy. Now he probably isn't, I'm not too sure. Yeah, it gets C tier. Kanji versus Wadatsumi. D tier. The fuck? The ugly bastard. Frankie versus Ikaros. Butch. See, I'm struggling because I don't even remember these characters' names. That is going in D tier. Onto Punk Hazard. Luffy versus Caesar. D tier. Caesar was so annoying, even worse that he stayed for like 3 arcs. Should have got him out of there quick. Smoker versus Virgo. Smoker got smoked like 3 times in this arc alone. He took 3 L's. How sad is that? There's levels to this game. That is going into B tier. Law versus Virgo. This fight was even better. Law was getting worked, not gonna lie. But in the end, he pulled through and sliced him to bits and left him there to die in the explosion. But Law is too cold. Let's go to B tier also. On to Dressrosa. Luffy versus Don Chinjao. Just an annoying, repetitive fight. D tier. Zoro versus Pika. Again, repetitive, annoying fight, but I'll give it a C tier. Luffy, Law versus Dofi. Sick fight with some sick combinations like right here. This is where the plot saves Dofi because Defo should have died, because how would he know which organs to sew back together? I digress. And yeah, I forgot about that slime ball trouble. Bastard. This one goes in C tier. No, B tier. Luffy versus Doflamingo. Doflamingo, to this day, One Piece's best antagonist. This is definitely One Piece's best fight as well. And maybe even top 3 fight in the whole show. This is when we got to see Gear 4 for the first time. You just had to be there. It was special. So that gets an automatic A tier. It's not S tier level yet. Yeah, it's A tier. It's A tier. If we're talking about villains, Doflamingo will be up here, but this is fight, so A tier. Usopp versus Sugar. One of my favorite characters in the show, and one of his best moments in this whole show was here. When he unlocked his observation haki, it was special. Hold that, please. Give him a gun. Let's go. That's automatic S tier. Now we're on to Whole Cake. Luffy versus Cracker. Yeah, nah. This fight was torture to sit through, especially as a One Piece anime fan. This was excruciatingly painful. Luffy breaks the Cracker soldiers, they come back. He breaks them again, they come back again. Like it just wasn't it. It was shite. For that reason alone, D tier. The fuck out we face with it. Sanji versus Luffy. This was different because just like Usopp and Luffy, this was also crewmate versus crewmate. The reasons were way different here because Sanji was kind of coerced into the wedding, Big Mom's daughter, because they had Zeph as leverage, and obviously Sanji wouldn't risk that. A very emotional fight, and Luffy didn't fight back at all, and just let Sanji pee him down. Oda is a master with the pen. That goes in A tier. A tier. Luffy versus Katakuri. This fight was fucking nuts. Last time we seen Luffy get pushed to this extent was back in Enies lobby, which is Luffy at his best. And Katakuri is also a sick character. This guy had advanced haki. He could see into the future just for just a few seconds, which is crazy. And Luffy had to learn that on the fly in order to survive through this fight. Hopefully we see Katakuri again in a later arc, because if not, he's a wasted character. I have to give this fight an S tier. Definitely. This fight was hard. And now we are on to Wano. Luffy versus Kaido. They fought like 3 times before they fought again in the final fight. I'm gonna put those ones. That's C tier just because the animation was really good. Still, to this day, Kaido was one of my least favorite villains. Guy is just a shit villain. When he does his drink, get pissed, that's it. Next is Zoro versus Killer. This was a cool ass fight. Very one sided, but still cool. Let's go to B tier. Sanji versus Page 1. Yeah, that's D tier. See, some of these guys I don't know, they're just inconsequential. Zoro versus King. Automatic S tier. No words needed, no explanation needed. Sanji vs. Queen. I'll give it a B tier. Yamato versus Kaido. Yamato came out of nowhere and she gave us a show. But of course, she's not the main character, so we knew she wasn't gonna do shit to Kaido. Or her form, her fruit, all sick. So that is getting a let's go with B tier. B tier. She's not there just yet. Luffy versus Kaido. The big one. I do not like, and I never will like Kaido. But we're talking about the fight, so as for that, it was amazing. But Luffy got his ass whooped like 3 times, but then it's revealed that he's Joy Boy. Man, One Piece just keep getting better and better. Then he starts toying with Kaido with his powers. Man, this fight was special. So of course, it's going in S tier. So there you have it. That's my ranking of all the most key fights in One Piece. Damn, that took a while. But hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment if there's anything I missed. And let me know down below. Also subscribe if you liked the video. Till next time, and peace.